When listening to modern hip-hop, do you ever think, wow, this is absolutely incredible how this artist can conjure up multiple articulate words and form them together with such beautiful passion? Well, I don't. The passion for rap should be considered endangered. An industry full of wannabes never will, I confirm, lag years ahead of you rappers that started flowing, and half the ones that got it don't even know what they're doing. You write a rap and it's whack, it's the rappers that you influence, so backwards half of the time don't know if you're coming or going. Your lack of passion for rap is the reason rap has been ruined. The fashion is where your passion is, and that's what y'all should be doing. A lyrical quote by Christian rapper, Gemstones. See, you listen to all these modern hip-hop artists, and it seems as the only thing that's left in their lunatic lyrics is sex, money, drugs, and the let's let hip-hop list stays the exact same. The reason why I'm informing you of this is because I wanted so bad to see a change in hip-hop, especially as a hip-hop artist myself, and personally, I feel as if it's making a slight U-turn back to what it should be. So today, I, Halston Mashad, will be speaking about hip-hop performed by Christians, where it all began, the different tactics used by a few particular artists to display their message, and how it has impacted our generation. You may ask, now what's the difference between regular hip-hop and hip-hop performed by Christians? Simple. There's no love involved when having sex with multiple women. There's no love in a green piece of paper that only buys material things, and there's definitely no love in drugs. And that's the exact reason why there's no love or passion in hip-hop anymore. Christian hip-hop artists are sacrificing everything to revive rap, and show the listeners that being a Christian artist doesn't mean that it's automatically going to be whack music, which is assumed by many. There are many steps to creating passionate music and writing passionate lyrics as well. So I'd like to start by informing you of where it all began and how far it has come since then. Being that most hip-hop in the late 30s was underground, it's truly impossible to say, as they would say back then, gospel rap. It's truly impossible to say where all that began. According to researchers of holyculture.net, some of the first recordings were limited to singles including MC Sweet's Jesus Christ, The Gospel Beat, and Stephen Wiley's Bible Break. Both selections were heavy on the Sunday school lessons learned and extremely dated. Curtis Blow influenced beats and delivery. Since then, artists from all around the world began to produce hip-hop with Christian-based lyrics instead. I say that because there's only one genre of hip-hop, and Christian artists want to make an impact on that particular genre instead of it being labeled as Christian rap. So, now that you are familiar with where it all began, I would like to discuss the different ways these three particular artists that I've listed, Lecrae, Bizzle, and Andy Mineo, share their message through hip-hop. With these examples, I will give you a visual description of the meaning behind the music. The first artist that I'd like to discuss is Lecrae. According to Lecrae.net, he has been led by God in the urban reform movement and has become a leader, showing non-believers the way, the truth, and the life God has put into his own life. His lyrics are aimed towards people who were either raised in the hood, grew up as a gangster, or think that having multiple material possessions will make them happy. Next, I'll be discussing Bizzle. Bizzle leans more towards the actual hip-hop industry and how phony rappers are ruining it by inserting lies into their lyrics. So basically, most of his raps, they're aimed towards people like Kanye West and Jay-Z, how they call themselves Hova, and how they believe that they're gods just by their material things. When you first click the link to Bizzle's website, godovermoney.net, the webpage displays this quote from the Bible. For we brought nothing into the world, and we can take nothing out of it. So I left off by talking about Bizzle. On his website, godovermoney.net, he displays a quote from the Bible. The quote is, "For we brought nothing into the world, and we can take nothing out of it. But if we have food and clothing, we will be content with that. Those who want to get rich fall into temptation and a trap, into many foolish and harmful desires that plunge people into ruin and destruction. For the love of money is a root of all kinds of evil. Some people, eager for money, have wandered from faith and perceive themselves with many griefs." 1 Timothy 6:7-10. This verse is displaying Bizzle's message. He's saying that, if you get trapped up with all the fashion, the cars, money, clothes, you lose sight of what's real. And he's trying to bring that back to the rap industry, back to the hip-hop industry. And the last artist that I will discuss is Andy Mineo. Andy Mineo shares his lyrical testimony from a different point of view. Instead of rapping about how he came from nothing, Andy raps, his lyrics are more based on, how he came from everything, how he had everything, how he had the house, he had the family, he had the cars, everything, and how he despised it. He couldn't stand it. So a lot of people can relate to that to this day. So it's an eye opener for people. And a quote from AndyMineo.net, he says, "It's so influential because you were able to say so much in such a short period of time. The essence of hip hop is the boldness of it. So you're able to say exactly who you are. You are able to say exactly what you want to. You represent exactly what is deepest and dearest to you, and people respond to that. They respond to that realness, and that's so true. As a rapper myself, I can honestly say, you could put anything on the line. You can, it's hard. It is hard to be, being a rapper that's also a Christian. It's you got to put it all on the line, and there's that short period of time that you're rhyming and stuff like that, and writing music and getting on the mic and stuff like that. People, that's you, that's your realness, and that's what he's saying. So in conclusion, I say Christian artists have definitely made a massive impact on hip hop while sharing the message of God at the same time. So today I have shared with you a little information about, today I had shared with my audience before they all went to sleep, a little information about Christian hip hop artists, where it began, and what they stand for. And as listeners of hip hop music, our generation, we must face the fact that the genre of hip hop is dying, and not only Christians are reviving it, but they're making a massive impact, and one of the largest impacts on it yet. And how great would it be to know that hip hop not only has a chance of returning, but returning with such a positive outlook. That's all I have for you today, and thank you, and sorry about the technical difficulty.